What's up, y'all? Nature Girl 30 here, and it is Sunday, and today is the day of Battleground. I've had my reservations from the bad, well, not really bad, but mediocre go home show for Raw and the okay go home show for SmackDown. But I will say that the card is somewhat promising. So, guys, let's get started with this predictions video of WWE Battleground. Okay, guys, we're going to start off with the kickoff match for Battleground, and I'm surprised that this actually is a kickoff match because this really should be on the card, in my opinion. But I digress. The kickoff match is going to be Cameron versus Naomi. Honestly, y'all, I never really thought they were going to have it as a kickoff match because it has somewhat of a decent build. Let's be real, ever since the first season of Total Divas, these girls have really been at it, and it's mostly because of Cameron. And let's also be real again. For season 2, you really don't see them together, like rarely, or even talking to one another. And it was given that these guys were going to split up, so I thought they were going to be on the card. But let's just go into the predictions. Let's be real. Cameron can't wrestle to save her life, and Naomi is definitely a natural athlete. So Cameron doesn't have a shot in the dark of winning, and if she does win, it's probably a cheap roll up. So in my opinion, it's going to be Cameron for the win. That's my choice, my personal choice only. Cameron for the win. Naomi for the win, and Cameron, if for WWE's choice, will probably be with a cheap roll up. But let's get started with the match that I'm actually looking forward to. I am talking about Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. This is a feud in the making. I actually saw their first feud in NXT, and it was quite promising. So I really believe that it's going to be a really great match. Do I believe that Dean Ambrose is going to have his comeuppance? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I think Dean Ambrose might win the match, but Seth Rollins might win the title. He still has the Money in the Bank briefcase. So either or, Seth Rollins doesn't really stand to lose here. So I really believe that Dean Ambrose is going to get his comeuppance, and Seth Rollins is going to probably take the title with Money in the Bank later on that night, or maybe sometime at SummerSlam. But let's move on to the next match of the night. And this is Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt really needs this for his career. Chris Jericho is not going to hurt his legacy, but it's going to be a really great match. Let's be honest, even though I really feel that John Cena versus Bray Wyatt really did help both of their careers, I think that having Bray Wyatt going against Chris Jericho is going to help his career as well. Chris Jericho is going to bring the pain. And not only that, he's in a completely different realm when it comes to Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt, he's going to have to bring the pain for Chris Jericho because he can't really work his entire... And he can't really work the mind of Chris Jericho if his mind's already twisted. He can pretty much get to that point. But either or, it's going to be a really great match. But do I really believe that Bray Wyatt's going to win? I don't know. He stands to win, especially that I don't think that Chris Jericho is going to be there that long. So my choice, personally, Bray Wyatt for the win. Moving on to the next match that I really don't care much about because I think it's ridiculous and they really made a really stupid patriotic way because of this character being the most racist character in WWE. But I digress. I've already talked enough about it. I'm talking about Jack Swagger versus Alexander Rusev. It's all about not even about world pride, it's about country pride. It's Russia versus the U.S. That's pretty much what it is. It's like the Cold War all over again. But he's in the States. Do you really believe that Rusev's going to get the upper hand? No. He's going to look like a beast, but I don't think he's going to win. It's all about the U.S. coming up in the end. It's going to be all about Jack Swagger. And I guess after Jack Swagger wins, it's going to be a face after this. So Jack Swagger for the win, and hopefully this feud would never happen again. Now, let's talk about another championship match of the night. We are talking about AJ Lee versus Paige for the Divas Championship. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this. I really, really, really am. And these girls can really bring the pain because these are the only females in the Divas roster that uses technical moves. And not only that, Paige has a whole handful of technical moves in her arsenal as well as knowing how to counter them. AJ Lee doesn't have as many, but she has the go-to one. The go-to one is the Black Widow. And the only person that has broken it, and I have been brought to my attention, there's only been one person that broke it, and that was Caitlyn. But now Caitlyn's no longer here. She only has that go-to move to go to. But either or, it's gonna be the battle of technicals. And I'm really hoping that Paige actually breaks out her modified Scorpion Clutch to literally take it to AJ Lee. But if AJ Lee loses the belt here, it's gonna make the belt look cheap. So I really don't see AJ Lee winning, but I hope she don't, because I really want the belt to have some kind of prestige to it. But I don't know. It could go in either direction, but I really do believe that AJ Lee might keep the title here, but but definitely Paige's gonna put up a fight. She's gonna come back at SummerSlam. I tell you that. At least I hope so. The next match of the night is the tag team champions, the Usos versus the Wyatt family. Harper and Rowan. Honestly, it would be nice for Bray Wyatt to be a champion before these guys become champions, and I'm hoping that that's the case. I see that Bray Wyatt might sometime down the line take the title and maybe make the Wyatt family the most dominant, psychotic faction in WWE history and the most powerful at that. But I think there's going to be a time when they're going to all have gold, but it won't make any sense for them to get gold now. I see the Usos actually retaining their titles, but later on down the line, I believe that Rowan and Harper are probably going to win the titles, as well as Bray Wyatt, and they're going to all have gold. It's just not right now. Probably sometime after SummerSlam. But my vote goes to the Usos for the win. Moving on from there. Okay, we are talking about the Intercontinental Battle Royal with so many people that I can't name, and I can probably name a few. We're talking about Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler, Bo Dallas, Sheamus with the U.S. title, as well as Kofi Kingston, Great Khali, Del Rio, naming others that there's going to be on there. But there's so many people that's going to be on this thing, and there might be some surprises as well. But who do I think is going to stand and win? I'm hoping it's Sheamus. I know, big shocker, but I'm really hoping it's going to be Sheamus. The reason why is because I want the U.S. title and the IC title to combine into the Undisputed IC Championship. That's what I really want. It will make the IC Championship so much more if they combine the two. And also, it'll bring more dynamic to the mid-card. And I'm hoping that will be the case. And not only that, Sheamus will pretty much be the second guy that have the third to have the Undisputed IC Championship. Because I think that it was Razor Ramon, as well as the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. They were the only two that were the Undisputed IC Champions. But I really believe that it should be a third, and I think that it should be Sheamus. It really will bring a lot more to the mid-card. So my choice to win is Sheamus. And it makes me sad that unfortunately we're not going to see, Bad News Barrett unless he's going to hand the belt to somebody. And that's just really sad. But my vote goes to Sheamus for the win. It'll be interesting if it's Bo Dallas, but I doubt it. Moving on from there. We are going to talk about the main event of the night, people. The main event of the night is the Fatal 4-Way with John Cena as his champ versus Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns, Kane, and also we got the Viper, Randy Orton. Honestly, y'all, I do not at all see him losing, but I actually did put an article up on my Wrestling Fan Nation page because John Cena is not going to be at probably the next few Raws. Probably throughout the month, because he's actually going to be filming a movie. So there's a chance that he might just lose the titles tonight. But it wouldn't really make any sense for him to, because that would make the titles look cheap if he loses this early. But people believe that it's going to probably be Roman Reigns being the next champ. If that's the case, it's a possibility that SummerSlam is going to be a Shield double cross, and they're going to come right back together, and they're going to put one over on the Authority. That's my theory. I do not believe it's going to be Kane. I do not believe it's going to be Randy Orton, because those two are overrated. But I do believe that Roman Reigns has a possibility of being a champion, according to what I saw on the article, having John Cena going to be out for this next Raw that's coming up. Or he might show up. Knowing John Cena, he unexpectedly shows up. But I really believe that he's going to be out for maybe a month filming for this next movie. So there's a chance that he may lose tonight. And if he does, my vote goes to Roman Reigns. All right, guys, those are all of my predictions for Battleground. If you want to see my review is going to be coming up a little bit later after the show. So stay tuned to that. It's Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.